Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to be talking about the spell Conjure Celestial. This is the legacy version that's here right now. We're going to be talking about the 2024 version. There really isn't earlier versions of these, so we're not going to talk about like Advanced on Dragons or 2nd edition or 3rd edition. We're pretty much only going to be talking about 5e versus the 2024. Yes, there was a big change to this spell, and we are going to be discussing that, so stay tuned. All right, before we get going, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, so back in the day, we gave this spell a C. I was not a super fan of this spell. It's okay. I thought there were better spells that Clerics, because this is a Cleric spell, I thought there were better spells that Cleric could take at 7th level to fill their slot. So it's a 7th level spell, and at a casting time of 1 minute, range of 90 feet, it lasted for an hour. You did have to concentrate on it, and one of the other things is that there are probably better concentration spells that you could use. So you summon a Celestial of challenge rating 4 or lower. So that was kind of another thing. I thought maybe it should have been a higher challenge rating. It appears in an unoccupied space you can see within range. It's friendly to you and your companions. It gets an initiative. It obeys any verbal commands that you issue to it, which don't require any action. And as long as you don't violate its alignment, it keeps doing whatever you tell it to do. And the GM has the Celestial statistics. So this is one of those spells where the GM could actually pick what you were going to summon. And it gave an example of a Pegasus. If you were to cast this at a higher level, when you cast this using a 9th level slot, and there are definitely better 9th level spells for your concentration than this one, you got a Celestial of challenge rating 5 or lower. For a 9th level spell, I would think that you would get a Celestial of a lot higher challenge rating than that. So this was not one of my favorites. Now, they have drastically changed this spell. And here is the new version of Conjure Celestial. And just like all the other Conjure spells, this one now is a 1 action casting time spell that does something every turn for a while. And this spell is pretty awesome. So it's 7th level, 1 action now, range of 90 feet with a 10-foot radius. So this one had a range of 90 feet, but there was no radius. Verbal and somatic component. It is only usable by Clerics, and it has a duration of 10 minutes with concentration. And this is one you absolutely want to concentrate on. It is a conjuration spell. So you conjure a spirit from the upper planes which manifests as a pillar of light in a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range, 90 feet. For each creature you can see in the cylinder, choose which of these lights shine on it. For each creature. So you can, if you have enemies, so you go creature number 1. Choose the light which shines on it. Creature number 1 is an ally. I'm going to give you healing. Creature number 2, you're an enemy. You get searing light. So for each creature you see in the cylinder, choose which of these lights shine on it. Healing light. The target regains hit points equal to 4d12 plus your spellcasting modifier. So that's probably 30 points of healing right there on average. The Searing Light does 6d10 radiant damage, half as much on a save. So 6d10 is 39 average damage. And then until the spell ends, bright light fills the cylinder. And when you move on your turn, you can also move the cylinder up to 30 feet. So it really doesn't take an action. You're moving the cylinder with you, which is awesome. And that's another one of these things that happens. Whenever the cylinder moves into the space of a creature you can see, and whenever a creature you see enters the cylinder or ends its turn there, you can bathe it in one of the lights. You get to choose. A creature can be affected by this spell only once per turn. So you can move it into the space of a creature, or a creature can move into its space, or if it ends its turn there. So this thing lasts for 10 minutes, which is a 100 rounds of healing at 4d12 plus your spellcasting modifier. And you can even upcast this for an additional 1d12. It is a ton of damage every single turn, and it is a ton of healing every single turn. So what are we giving this spell now? What are we giving this? We're giving this an S. This is an absolute S. It is a deal breaker. It will totally change combat. Is it something I'm going to memorize? Yes. Is it something integral to a build? Not necessarily a build, but it is just an awesome spell. Is it something that is it's easy to cast? Absolutely. Is it going to affect the party? Massively. Every round they get that healing. I mean, it is just an overall awesome spell. Okay, what kind of cleric do I think goes along with this? Well, this is just a cleric in itself. And I don't necessarily think that any of these go well or not well with it. Life domain clerics, the only problem with the life domain cleric with the Disciple of Life is when a spell you cast with a spell slot restores hit points. Okay, yes, we did that. It restores hit points. That creature regains additional hit points on the turn you cast the spell. So it's only on that turn. It's not after that. So, that is... It'll work on the first turn and it won't do anything after that. It's still extra healing, don't get me wrong. Still extra healing. It'll be an extra 9 healing on the first turn, but it's not really going to do anything after that. And, I mean, there's not really a whole lot extra. The light domain doesn't really have anything that works with this. It's got this, magic, get rid of magic darkness thing as an action. But, I mean, the great thing about this is after the first round that you cast Conjure Celestial, it's essentially free because it is, when you move on your turn, you can also move the cylinder up to 30 feet. So it's a freebie for that. Now, what cleric subclass do I personally think goes well with this? Well, that would be the Twilight Domain cleric. And the reason I say that is because they get this, Twilight Sanctuary, which grants temporary hit points. In addition to the healing you can do, in addition to the damage that you might be able to do with it. So I think this temporary hit points is awesome with this particular feature. I mean, there's a massive, massive, massive amount of healing. Huge amount of healing that comes with this. And outside of combat, you could cast this, and it will essentially heal the whole party up every round for 10 minutes. So there's 10 rounds in a minute. It's 100 rounds. It will top everybody off. So this is something you may want to save, and I think it's something that would be really good in combat. I mean, even the damage that it's doing is, a D12 does 6.5 average damage. And that's going to be 39. That's huge. 39 points of damage every round is huge. So this is truly an awesome spell. I'm giving it an S. And, I hope you check it out. All right. That is what I have for everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will catch everybody